gifts and all those things, that we'll probably get a lot of controversy on our, that's why I wanted to live stream it so they can hit on me if they want. But that's the only way, I just get these things all the time, says, you're number one again. Got 6,000 something views and all that. I said, well, that's the way you got to be. People are going to recognize your church, and you got to get people hitting on your page if you're going to get people to read your religious stuff too. So I put a lot of controversial stuff on there just so people will hit on it and get used to it. But here tonight we're going to talk about because of the religions out there that believe in this so strongly. So it's going to be controversial in that sense. Not so much as a Baptist or Catholics or any of those. We're not going to touch them hardly much. But, in the charismatic movement and the word of faith and all of that stuff where they got all these things, they won't like it much, but they probably won't watch it anyhow because, it's a Baptist. So, but anyway, we started the study last week as we got into the false prophets and false shepherds. And I said, well, we should deal with this and talk a little more deeper about it. So the Bible, when we talk about these things, we need to know where they all came from and where they went, for sure. So we talk about the foundation of the church. And in order to talk about the foundation of the church, you need to know what was in that and what was the beginning of our church. And of course, when you read like Ephesians chapter 2 and verse number 20, it says, are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone. So we got Christ and the church lining up with this, what we talked about last week, of course. And the apostles are the foundation. Of course, the prophets had to be there because we had no New Testament. They had to write the New Testament. Now, a lot of the New Testament is written by the apostles, so they were prophets also. They were also teachers. So we have prophets, apostles, and teachers in the foundation of the church. But that doesn't mean that they're still here. They were foundational. Your foundation stops somewhere, doesn't it? When you build a building, it's not all foundation. You put a foundation in, that makes your building stable. The better foundation, the better your building. And my teachers, my gym teacher, my dad used to tell me,